So for the Lambo and the mansion and the jet, go buy an asset that'll pay for that first.
Okay.
And then go get those.
I like it.
That's number one. Now, so usually the person that's doing 10, 12, 15 deals a year, a lot of times they're doing pretty much everything themselves. They probably don't have a whole lot of systems in place, to systemize the business so it can grow and scale. And depending on what it is, whether you're wholesaling, flipping, or even doing new construction spec, which was a big part of my career, there's systems in each one of those businesses. Each one of those businesses is very different. Wholesaling is very different than flipping. And it takes a different set of systems in order to scale a flipping business than it does a wholesaling business. Wholesaling is just transactional. So you're just flipping paper. So that can be outsourced and automated a lot easier than flipping can. Flipping, you've got a lot of parts and pieces and people in place. And there's a couple of different ways to scale that business and to put systems in place there to automate that business and get it from the 10, 15 deal, level to the 50 to 100 deal level. And there's a couple of ways to do it. So you can bring, those resources in-house in terms of individuals to manage the process. Like when I was building my company, when I first started out, everything was in-house. All my labor was in-house, all the equipment, vehicles, everything was owned. Then when I switched into bigger deals and doing new construction and doing ground up and doing commercial, then I switched and I subcontracted everything out. And I've done it that way ever since. And now I just hire general contractors to do all my projects for me. I don't even have any of that in-house at all right now. So if you're wholesaling, it's going to be systems. It's going to be number one, first and foremost, it's going to be a lead management follow-up system, right? CRM, Propelio has tools. So that's the most critical thing. And I want to emphasize the follow-up. The most important thing in building and scaling is that follow-ups, because in the wholesale business, it's transactional. So you got to have a steady flow of leads. You got to have a steady way of managing those leads, measuring the metrics, the KPIs, and then following up automated. So that automated follow-up is the key to a wholesale business. Everything else can be outsourced in terms of the transactional management post deal. And then everything can be systemized and outsourced on the pre-deal management side in terms of your lead manager, lead intake, acquisitions. You can bring those things in-house, or you can hire companies out there that's what they do. Like a Call Porter or Ava. There's all kinds of different systems out there that will take those incoming calls, in essence, be your lead manager. And if you're going to grow or scale any of the businesses, my first hire would be an office manager / executive assistant / bookkeeper / lead manager / marketing director / right? So that was one of the keys to my business. I always had an office manager / who handled everything in my business administratively. That freed me up to focus on everything else in my business. So I wasn't, behind the computer, doing the books, filling out paperwork, doing the contracts, things like that. So the first system that you need to put in place is that office management system, whether that's outsourced or whether that's somebody who works for you full-time. Wholesalers and flippers, you need a lot of leads. You got to have a lead management system in place. You got to have that follow-up management system in place. And then you got to have that transaction management system in place to get that thing sold and closed. If it's a flipping business, then you've got to have the production system in place in terms to get that thing in the pipeline, get the renovations done, get it on the market, and get it sold.